Hey guys, this is Kikoe. I am starting a new project that will involve the DeviantArt group called Project Comment, and my idea is to take pieces that have been submitted for critique. Instead of writing a written critique, I will be making a paint-over video. And of course, I have asked the admins of the group and each artist separately, and their links will be left in the description. This is the first one I'm doing, and hopefully it'll be a series. And the artist's name is Faebil. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Yes, I did pronounce it right. It's in their description. So this is called Faebil Avatar New Colors, and they told me that they're still learning the fundamentals of anatomy and didn't like the way the hair came out too much. They said it looked like a mop or something. But they liked the color palette and they wanted to redraw it in the future. So I'm guessing this is like an OC, maybe their own OC. I don't usually, I never draw anime style or this style, so my paint over is going to be what I would do if this was mine. So obviously it may not be everyone's taste, and it's more to just give ideas to the original artist and I guess for fun. So yep, we're gonna start. So the first thing I noticed was the shoulders were a bit narrow. The other thing I noticed was her neck and head don't really align in a very natural way, so I did move her head over a bit. I wanted to make it so that the hair wasn't like exactly even alternating from blue to purple because it didn't look very natural. So I kind of made it so that the blue was at the top and like it was dipped in pink or purple paint. Like, I think some people dye their hair like that. So I did change that quite a bit. Hopefully they still like it. And feathered it a lot because hair isn't just like in big chunks and it's not like plastered onto your head. So you want to make sure and like give it some volume. Then I also wanted to break up the shapes a little bit, like in the flame. It felt like you could add more detail and some more effects with Photoshop or whatever program you use, like lighting effects to make it glow. And then I only noticed later on that the background grayed out wings was to show like the movement, like they're flapping. So I tried to make that more natural looking too, so that it's not like a cutout on the background, so it's more like fluttering. And I added a bit more of a glow on it. I also wanted to make the skirt and hair have a little more flow, like she's moving. And also added a few more changes to the shadows and highlights. Did some checking on the anatomy and to see if her legs were the same length, and they seemed pretty good. I did add some shadows on the leg that's bent because it's behind her. I also added some more intense shadows on everything. On the original painting, the ponytail in the back is not really visible, and I thought that bringing it forward would help balance the piece more and just give it more movement. And then I thought you could do the same thing with the wing. It was something that was right in the middle of her head, and I thought it was kind of distracting, so I wanted to open it up a bit. And then anyway, I hope the original artist liked to see my ideas of what I would do. Of course, it's totally subjective, and this is just for fun. Okay, thanks so much for letting me do this, and we're on to the next one. Okay, here's the next one. It's by username NobodyX7 on DeviantArt. The links will be in this description. And they wanted to let you know that it's a fan art based on the anime series called Soul Eater. I've never watched it, so I know nothing. What I did first was duplicated the image, and I made the moon a bit smaller. I thought that it was a really funny design. I like it, but I think the way it was positioned kind of made a tangent with a tree branch just below it, and I wanted to fix that. There are a few places where there's tangents as well, like the cat's hat is following the line of the pumpkin kind of just too perfectly, and the tip of the hat is just passing the line of her dress, which is also kind of tangenty. So after I added in a bunch of shadows, I fixed that as well. Mostly with this one, I'm adding more shadows and darker shadows, and then lighter highlights. I lightened the sky so that she would stand out more against it also, and added some shading on the pumpkin. Anywhere you add shading and lighting, it'll make it look more 3D and less flat. I'm sure you know that. Those glowing balls in the trees, I just made them look more glowy. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be like that or not, but I made them more glowy. Oh, I did change the dress a little bit. I made the tails like more jaggedy, like witch-like. I don't know if that's totally not how it is in the anime, so I'm sorry if I changed it too much. I just thought it looked more evil. I thought that the image could use more contrast because it's very flat right now, which is fine, but if you want it to have a little bit more pop, then I would make everything a lot darker where there's shadows. I didn't change the design at all because I, again, don't know what it's fan art of. So anyway, it looks great. I mean, design-wise. I'm just doing little fixes here and there. Made some changes to the ground, make the rockiness of it more obvious. Then I decided to add even more shadows on the cat. I really liked the shadow and light pattern you had on her leg and most of her torso, and I just wanted to accent it more, make it more obvious, because it's a really good design. It's just you can't see it, and it's a shame. Then I made the moon and those glowy balls have a lighting layer on top of them, so they really glowed, and I darkened the upper part of the sky to make it look like either it's sunset or sunrise, so the sun is right at the bottom of the sky. And here I'm just cleaning things up a little bit, Oh yeah, then I had a final idea at the end of incorporating a border because I thought it might look cool, like kind of a witchy tree border, kind of like card art, or I don't know, this kind of graphic designy type of thing. I did a really loose version just to give you an idea. Yeah, I hope that was fun to watch, and thank you so much to the original artist for letting me do this paint over. Okay, here's the next one. It's by ZombyCatArt on DeviantArt. Their link will be in the description as always. And this one's called Raven Hybrid. Oh, here's their description. It says, I wanted to paint a raven human hybrid. Kind of don't like how the head turned out, especially the beak, but I didn't use any references. Let me know what you think below, and don't forget to like. Okay, I just saw that now, and I did not change the beak, but I changed a lot of the other stuff. I really, really liked this creature design. It's so cool. So I spent a lot of time on this. I hope the original artist doesn't mind. I did change a lot of the feathers and position of some of the limbs. So, first of all, I separated the creature from the background so that I could move the limbs around easily and not worry about getting bits of gray in there. I wanted to remove all the tangents, like between the front claw and the beak, as well as separating the hind legs a bit from the chest. Like everything that's almost touching or actually touching like just a tiny bit is kind of like tangenty. It draws attention when it really doesn't need to. So if you separate them a lot or have them crossing each other a lot, that removes that problem. The back was really straight, and I thought it would look cooler if it had more of an arch, just to have a more dynamic pose. And actual wings, why not? And I did use reference, but I tried to keep the original as much as I could. So like I used the tail feathers to start the wing. The feathers are cool, but I think I just wanted to experiment because I love doing different designs with feathers, and it was just fun. I wanted to give it some more little feathers, like the transition between the body and the feather areas, like the bird areas. Then I just played around with some of the other feather areas, tried to give it some more texture, and I didn't know what to do with the feathers on the arms. I know I've seen that on like some kind of dinosaur or something, like the missing link between birds and dinosaurs fossil, but I didn't remember exactly what it looked like, and I did not look it up. So when I added the second wing that's further from us, they kind of blended together because they're both black. So to fix that problem, I added some lighting on it and made it lighter so you can see the gap between the two. You can do that with anything, like some of the limbs I made darker or lighter, depending on whether I wanted to make them look like they were further away or closer to us or under the body. But mainly it's to make sure that you can tell that there's two different things layered on top of each other, and it's not just one big blob. So I know why you made the eye just plain white, like I get it. In order to show you some alternative versions, like a little more realistic, I decided to show a different version. I don't know which one looks better. I think yours looks creepier, maybe. But yeah. Anyway, now you can see both and decide which one you like better. I added a lot more color layers to give some variation to the feather areas and the body. This makes it so that it's not just gray, and usually helps just to make everything look more 3D, more like magical. And at the end I was playing around a lot with the different colors and I could not choose which one to use. So I hope you like what it looked like in the end, and at the very least, gives you some ideas. And I hope you keep making these cool creatures. Thank you so much again for letting me do this paint over. So that's the end of this paint over video. If you're interested in having your own art critiqued like this, please send me a DM on DeviantArt or Instagram and I will add you to my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.